I love that music.
I know, it's very soothing. It's very,
It is. It
and
is.
surprise, Val is not able to join us today. She had a little dental issue, and what she thought was going to be resolved quickly turned into an extraction. So she is at home in pain. So we're going to send her lots of healing and good positive energy and so on. And in the
She's
meantime,
smart. She's at home loaded out on pain pills and sleeping.
uh-huh. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So we will we'll carry on. We'll carry on. Just going to say
We can do it.
yeah, very, very quickly. Going to say hello to Terry Mullins, Jackie B, Vicky Howell, artist Liz, Lois Tucker. Let me see, who else did I miss? Anyone? Did I say Terry Mullins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully I've not missed anyone. So yeah, thank you.
You got everybody
for being here. And I'll remind you to please like, share, and subscribe, not only to Val's channel, but to Aley's channel, to Shari's channel, to my channel. Best way to do that is go to YouTube and type in Heart and Soul Connected, and Aley will pop up. Or Voices from the Swamp, Shari will pop up. Heart Center Tarot, yours truly will pop up. And then do the subscribe. Make sure that you turn on the notification bell so you know whenever we're doing a live, or we're whatever it is that we're doing.
Yeah.
So
hello, Edward and Bora Bora, who just popped in.
Oh, hi, hello. Good to see you.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So one of the what Val had thought that we would be discussing today, and we would be, is synchronicity and miracles, and how sometimes they work very much hand in hand. And if you feel it, live it, sense it, taste it, you're halfway there to achieving it. So I thought we can start with Aley, since you're up on top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a lot of really interesting synchronicity. I wouldn't say necessarily they're miraculous, but I do want to start out with one that happened on Sunday. And I was on with Terry Suzuki, and we were doing our Sunday show that we haven't done for a while. And usually we talk about what we're going to do, but Terry came and said, I'm up for anything. I'm up for anything. And I said, good. I'm glad you are. I said, I'd like you to do a meditation. And she said, oh yeah, like I did on Marina's Shine Your Light and this and that. We had that conversation. And so the people all came in, and we were talking about letting go and healing and that kind of thing. And it was the blue blood eclipse, the blood moon eclipse.
Yes.
And so that's all about releasing. And so we're there, and it started at 10 o'clock Pacific time. And that would have been different time in the East, but it was all the same time when the eclipse was going to be completely full in our area. And so as Terry's doing her thing, and we're watching it, and we're doing it, and we're going through it, in the chat, we're seeing it. It said we got 20 minutes left till the full eclipse. We got 15 minutes left. And I'll be damned if the whole thing just didn't come exactly when the full moon blood eclipse. And Terry didn't know anything about it, and I didn't know the timing of it.
Yes.
But and it was like, oh, who knew? I mean, it was a convergence, and people were coming in, and people were saying, oh, I don't know what made me come over here today, but I felt like I had to, all of that. And it was miraculous. It was fabulous. It really just was. And that doesn't happen all the time, because synchronicity definitely is when a convergence of unrelated things comes together. And so that's one I knew I was going to talk about today. And And then when I went on with JJ yesterday for the 999, she didn't know anything about that. So it was like another convergence of lots of energies. And so I have to say that there was another synchronicity today. It wasn't a happy one for some people. And that was mega conservative Charlie Kirk, 31 years old, very young man, speaking at a campus in Utah. And he had just started his talk, and it was the second question that was asked. And the student asked about transsexuals. Were there a lot of transsexuals that were now shooters? And of course, what was there? One. The rest of them were, white young men. And so he said, and then after he answered that, he started to say this other thing, and I don't have the exact wording, but this is what he, in essence, said. It does. We may have to have people die to preserve our second gun amendment right, because it's a right we're all entitled to. And if we have to lose a few people to have that happen, then we need to lose a few people. And boom, he was shot dead. And when I read that, I thought, OMG. I mean, talk about instant karma and the synchronicity of and unless the person that asked the question knew what the shooter was going to do and they planned that, I don't think you could plan that.
No.
So there are some good and bad. There, some synchronicities are good and some are bad. And yes. I went on for a very short clip today because I think we're better served by passing along our condolences to the family rather than ignoring it. But at the same time, I really do know that there are people that haven't said anything today about the two young students in a school that were shot in Denver, or the Minnesota senator and her husband and dog that died. So there's just so much that we need to clean up. And this is a very volatile, and it almost is as though we're just sitting in this energy, and I'll surely be glad to be out of it. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
For me, the first thought that went through my head was live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yes. Yeah, I guess so.
And it's very true. A lot of people do usually end up passing in a way that reverberates what their life was, which is, I mean, for some people, that's a wonderful thing because they had a really good life and they have a peaceful death, and and their loved ones are with them, and it's a wonderful way to see nature following through. Today, I mean, I didn't feel the immediate, oh my God, like I did with some people that it has happened to, especially when it happens to children.
Right.
But after sitting for a few minutes and realizing this is a young guy with small children at home and a young wife, and it's not fair to them, and so.
But it's their choice. We do live by our choices, and
exactly.
Yeah.
But a child has no choice.
I agree with you.
And so I feel sorry for the children that they have lost their father. And from what I've heard, he was a really good dad, according to people who knew him personally. And you could be a complete wackadoodle in your political thoughts and still be a good parent. Would you stop? Oh my
he has an opinion.
It's gonna make me crazy.
Yes,
he does.
I want to speak. I half expecting to see him jumping up behind you. Like, am I on?
If he could, he would. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
That's right. Bon takes up for that because she pounces and bounces everywhere. It's like, oh my God, just like let's stay at
Yeah.
floor level. And she cracks me up.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, and I was thinking about synchronicities and whatnot in my life, and I know um, there have been a lot of times when I've listened to somebody or I've read something or I've watched a video and they'll talk about a certain thing. Well, you'll know if spirit's talking to you because maybe this will happen or that will happen. And within a couple of hours, the very thing that they just said happens to me. And it's like, okay, the first time that ever happened, I was kind of taken aback. I was like, okay, okay. Uh, it was like when I moved in here to where I live now, and I've lived in Louisiana for half of my life. I didn't know we had eagles in Louisiana.
Mhm.
I moved 2 miles away from my old residence to my new residence, and within the first month, suddenly I'm seeing eagles flying through the parking lot. I'm like, oh my God, we have eagles, which really just shocked me. And then that's when I got the message, and then several people confirmed it within like the next few weeks. Well, that's one of your spirit guides. Of course, you're going to see that they've been waiting for you to get there. And I was like, that kind of makes sense. And then there was another time when my son and I were sitting out on the patio, and we were just talking about my mom, just reminiscing, and remember when she did this or she used to do that when I was little, and all of a sudden this beautiful black and gold monarch butterfly comes flitting over the wall of the patio and literally dances around our heads for a good 5 minutes. Never stopped and lit anywhere, just danced around our heads and then flitted away. And I remember Lewis just looking at me going, did that really just happen? And I'm like, yeah. I said, I think your grandmother was agreeing with our topics. She liked us talking about her. And and so as far as miracles, I would have to go with the fact that, again, my son, when he was first grade, second grade, I don't remember, um, one afternoon, suddenly bad earache, started running a fever, just all of a sudden came on. And so his dad and I are like trying to get the stuff together to go to the hospital because it's the charity hospital. So we know we're going to be there for hours. So you better pack and prepare for your stay. And the neighbor next door come knocking to borrow sugar or an egg or something. And we're like, yeah, no problem. And she comes in and she asks, what's wrong with your son? And so we tell her, and well, can I pray for him? And we were like, yeah, sure, knock yourself out. Whatever, we're gonna do this. And she sat on the sofa with him and had him put his head in her lap, and she, started out by rubbing her hands together and then put it over his ear. And she just kept rubbing the side of his head with her hands, and she started praying. She started out in Cajun French, but then that morphed into what I later learned was light language. And she was saying that. I was like, what the hell is this woman saying? It freaked me out. And she sat there and did it for like 5 minutes. And then she got up and she says, okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And she left. And by the time we turned around to get Lewis to put him in the truck to go to the hospital, he's bouncing off the walls. No earache, no fever, no nothing.
Wow.
Like nothing was wrong. And my husband and I both looked at each other, was like, oh my God, we just experienced what we think we just experienced.
Yeah.
And and there's been little things like that all throughout my life that have happened, just little bits and pieces here and there. I mean, I could probably write a whole book about it, but maybe I will one day, who knows? But I think it's important to make note of when little stuff like that happens.
Oh yeah, little. That's huge.
Write it down or in some kind of way do something so that you remember it later down the road when things aren't going quite so smoothly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Acknowledge it. Acknowledge that, you know, yeah,
exactly.
we are all part of something bigger, and that I may not understand exactly what just happened, but I'm certainly grateful it did. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. That reminds me of a time my brother's girlfriend, her parents, she grew up Christian Scientist. And if you know anything about that, you know, you don't go to the doctor. It's
Yeah.
like everything is through prayer. And so she was about 6 years old, I think she said, and her mother wasn't watching her all the time in the kitchen. And Linda pulled down a boiling pot of hot water on her
Ooh.
head
Oh,
and went all the way all
Oh.
over her. And so her mother grabbed her blanket and wrapped Linda up in the blanket. And she picked her up and she took her to some other people that she knew that were Christian Scientists. And they spent the night praying over her. And I'll be damned, she didn't have one bit of scald on her skin at all. It was nothing, like nothing ever happened.
yeah.
And you can't explain that except if you
No.
say it was a miracle. Really?
Yes.
Who survives things
Louis
like
has
that?
been in 2 bad car accidents in his life where they literally had to haul the car off on the back of a flatbed. It couldn't even be
Oh
towed.
my. Wow.
Both times I've had a police officer walk up to me and say, I don't understand how he's still here. We
Mhm.
should be scraping him off the concrete.
Right.
And
It
he
just
walked
wasn't his
away
time.
with
Wasn't his
just
time.
bruises, you know, and it's like, you
Yeah.
know, somebody's got bigger plans for you somewhere down the road because it's happened
Absolutely.
twice now. And
Mhm.
both times he just walked away from it. You know, a few bruises, a few cuts, but that's nothing compared to what
Yes.
it
Oh,
could
yeah.
have
Could have
been,
been.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, total.
How about
Yeah.
you,
Totally
Marina?
get that.
What,
You
what
know,
are you? What happened to you?
yeah, that again, several things. The one that really stands out to me, and I would have been probably maybe 14.
Mhm.
And my dad was quite the sportsman. He liked to go hunting, he liked to go fishing and all that kind of stuff. Well, he was planning a fishing trip with a friend of his. They were just going to be gone for the day, so they weren't going to be going too far. And he said to me at supper time, he asked if I wanted to go with them. And I said, oh, I don't know, maybe. And he said, okay, well, you know, I'll be going to bed early and you can go to bed early because we're going to be up at the crack of dawn and we're going to go and whatnot. And so I was asking what other things there were to do in this place we're going. And apparently I wasn't going to be bored. And I thought, no, this sounds like a lot of fun. So I was really excited. And yeah, off we went to bed early, fell asleep. Everything was fine. Dad woke me up. Yeah, it was about 4:30 in the morning.
Mhm.
And I started to move. And then I just kind of sat down and I said, Dad, I don't think I can go. And he said, oh, are you not feeling good or what? I said, no, I just think maybe I better stay home. And he said,
Mhm.
okay, well, okay, all right.
Love you honored that. Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. So off they go just outside our particular little district neighborhood, whatnot. They had to stop for gas. They also had to stop and get their fishing licenses. And
Mhm.
so there was a small little gas station that had all these things in there. So and of course, wee hours of the morning, there really isn't a whole lot of traffic. So rather than pull in where they were, they just went off the side of the road and just walked across, right?
Mhm.
So they don't have to be doing the whirlies and everything else. As they were inside getting their stuff, they heard a great big boom crash. So they came out. There were 2 vehicles that were coming down the road and they were racing. And one lost control and hit Dad's car in the back and literally squished the back seat into the front seat. That
Mm.
If
Where
I
you
was
would have
with-
been sitting.
where I would have been sitting, or where I would have been laying down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, they did not go on that fishing trip, clearly.
Wow.
And Dad was just beyond himself, like, oh, I'm so glad you didn't go. I'm so and I'm getting shivers just thinking about it. It was
Yep.
just one of those things that maybe
Mhm.
didn't have to talk myself into it or out of it. It was just having that faith. Right.
Right.
So and I see that, yes, as being synchronistic in terms of paying
Yep.
attention,
Miraculous in other terms.
and miraculous as well,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
exactly,
It
I
was.
would have been squished in that back
Oh
seat.
yeah. And it happened with my father took me over to pick up my new car, and my son was about 4 and he was with us. And I sat in the front seat and I told my son, you can choose if you want to ride home with grandpa or with me in the new car. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. And he loved his grandpa. But when we got there, he said, I want to go home with you in the new car, I think. And I'm sorry, grandpa. He felt so bad. And grandpa's like, that's fine. Well, grandpa passed out at the wheel. He had a coughing attack, and he went down a hill, went into a fence, and a fence post came right through the passenger window and would have just impaled my son.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So you just don't know. Sometimes it's good
Yeah.
karma, and sometimes, but it's trusting your intuition, which is what
Yes.
you did. And I guess my little boy just wanted to be with mom and go in the new car. I got lucky. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like Lewis with that first accident. I mean,
Yeah.
he was 17, I think. It was his second car that he had. And it was a big Chevy Lumina. So it wasn't a little car. It was a big mid-sized car.
Mhm.
And he got hit by 3 different vehicles
Oof.
in 3 different directions.
Because one wasn't
Literally
enough.
got spun around. The car was ripped to shreds. Thank you. And
Wow.
because he is so short, like me and his dad, he never stood a chance. Because he's so short, he had the seat pulled way up, so that his feet could touch the pedals, even though the steering wheel's right here. It's just he's got short legs like I do.
Right.
And one of the things that the police officer pointed out to me was that when one of the vehicles hit on the driver's side door, it hit like in that little strip panel between the front door and the back door.
Yeah.
And the way the metal shredded, it was like this long sword-like piece that just pierced into the car.
Uh-huh.
And it went just behind the seat. Had he have been 2-3 inches taller,
Yeah.
and had his seat back just those few inches, it would have gone straight through his midsection,
Yeah.
And it was just, I mean, I had nightmares about that for the longest time. I would relive.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't there, and when I showed up to, when he called, Mom, I've been in a wreck, and I'm going like crazy trying to get there, and I saw the car before I saw him. And my heart went into my throat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. You thought he was a goner. Oh, my God.
I was expecting to see him on a gurney and just rip to hell and back. And he's like walking around with a police officer going, I don't know what happened. I'm like, oh, my God.
See what happened?
You're okay. And
You're standing over by the tomatoes. When
Oh my God.
yeah.
Barbara, that's wonderful that you got the nudge and you took the nudge. I think
yes, absolutely. Yeah. And
God, I think how many times as kids we rode in the back window, in the back seat, we would fight over whose turn it was to lay in the back.
Yes.
And or sit in the back of the pickup truck up on the sides and just hanging on, as you're bumping and going through the woods and whatnot. It's like, it's a miracle there weren't more of us killed when we were
Well,
kids.
I even have a fit now if I see dogs untethered in the back of a truck. It bothers me so much.
Yes.
Me
Why
too.
do we do that?
I freak out about it. It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, what are you doing, people? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And yet, I mean, there was a lot of things that we did that we survived. When you think now, we did, drinking water from the hose. Everybody did that. Yeah.
Standing in between my parents with my arms around their necks in a Chevy rag top, could have just flown right out of the thing.
Yeah.
There's no
I used to stand behind my grandfather's right shoulder.
Yeah.
I'd stand up in the front seat of his truck and I would stand behind his shoulder. So he had me, with his shoulder. But if we'd have been in a really bad accident, I'd flown straight through the windshield and been gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We rode our bikes without helmets or knee pads or anything.
Yes.
I think part of the reason that more of us survived is I think that was a time when people paid a little more attention, where they weren't quite as busy and distracted with 1,000 things at the same time.
They weren't driving with a phone in their damn hand.
Yes. Yeah.
That drives me crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know Arizona was one of the first states to pass no texting or talking on your phone in the car when you're driving laws, because there was a 16, 17-year-old girl up. Her family lived up in what was called Happy Valley, one of the little off-site towns just above Phoenix. And she just got her car, for graduating and everything. And she was talking to her friend and texting with her friend and driving down the road and ran a stop sign right into an 18-wheeler. And she was going. And it was within a month the law was passed. It didn't take them no time at all to pass the law. They did get it.
Yes.
And but I can remember the whole community. I mean, even people that didn't know them or anything, everybody was just floored with that,
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Vicki Howell said, I was working as a courier 20 years ago. It had snowed and ice, but it was warmer this particular day. I was walking up to a 3-story building about 100 feet away. I heard stop in my right ear. And then she carries on, hold on. And a crack and ice started sliding off the top of the building.
Yes.
And sheared the limbs off of pine trees next to the building. If I had kept walking, I would have been dead.
Yeah. Or even if the icicle comes down without the tree, it's pointy.
Yes.
And it's coming down fast. It could have gone right through your head.
Exactly.
When I lived in Phoenix, one of the first times we had a really good sized frost, and I was taking my mom down to Tucson. So we were on I-10, and all of a sudden there's this SUV in front of me, and I see this sheet of ice lift off the roof of this SUV and come right back towards us. And I slammed the brakes and switched lanes real quick, because if it had hit the car, it would have busted through the windshield. I mean, it was a big, solid piece of ice.
That's why you're supposed to
scare the bejeebus out of both of us. I had to pull over. I mean, both of us were like, "Oh my God!"
Absolutely. Our guides are they communicate with us and let us know when we need to do things. And it's funny because sometimes if they know that we're not going to be hurt, it's kind of like, you might want to pull over, put your seatbelt on. It's a kind of very soft suggestion. And then other times it's like, stop. And you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention.
What
So-
I hate though is that we get the intuitive, and then we say to our husband or our son or whatever, you know, I get the feeling you should do that. Oh, stop it! You're just making stuff up. And why would you say? Because I might be a little psychic. It's like, why
You
don't they
think?
believe you when you tell them?
I know. And yet, you know, if sometimes if we want to share something that is unpleasant, they don't question. It's like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. That they'll believe. But something good.
Something that just makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Hello, Carolyn Cooper. Hello to all the other folks who joined us, and we did not have a chance to say hello to all of you.
I was trying to say hello in the chat, and then my son brought food, and I've been nibbling ever since.
Yeah. And
Well,
we
you know-
should let you know about Val, that Val is out. It was her turn, but she had to go to the dentist. So
Yeah, exactly. And that
So we got her back. She's good.
yeah, that's what we do on the show. That's what we do for each other. We got each other's back. You need something at the last minute, hey, you know, we're here. That's So I will ask you to please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to everyone's channels. And maybe I can take this opportunity to say, Aley, what have you got coming up that maybe you might want to mention to the good folk here?
I got actually tomorrow I have one show, and I won't have a show again until Monday when I'm on with you at night. But I'm going to be on with Diana Bowles and Diane G and Paul White Dragon, and we're going to do our Astral Wars show that we do about UFOs and stuff. But I made it really light because I'm going away on Friday and I'll be back Tuesday. So yeah, just kind of a quick runaround. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And how about you, Shari? What have you got?
I'm pulling it up.
Wait,
I don't remember. In my calendar book is in my bag on the bed. What is it? It's Wednesday. Okay. Well, tomorrow we've got Golden Girls.
Yes, we do.
You, me, Judy, and Cleo will be back.
Yes.
And then Friday afternoon, I will be reprising the monthly mysteries with Amy and Shari, where we hit a couple of cold cases or paranormal or cryptid or just whatever's caught our attention that month. And we do a show on it. We throw cards on it and just try to get a beat. It's just a lot of fun. I can't wait for Trish to get the investigative deck finished. She's been redoing it because that's like next on my list of cards to get. It's her investigative deck. And I want it for that show specifically. And let's see. Doing a pre-recorded deep dive with Nate on Saturdays. So God only knows what he's going to throw at me to, let's try this. I'm like, okay, let's try it. And I just keep telling him that if he throws something at me, makes me go deep, he better be ready to pull me out, because he's sent me on a few journeys that have been quite hair-raising, I will admit. And then Saturday afternoon, I will have Diana Bowles, oil painter, and Valerie, Illumination Portal, will both be on my channel together and talking about upcoming astrological events that we need to concentrate on and think about. And then the slumber party Saturday night. And that's about it for this week. That's enough.
Yeah. Yeah. And
that's enough for this week. That's it.
Next week. Yeah. Totally. So yes, tomorrow I'm hoping now that tomorrow we are doing episode 143 of Messages for Lightworkers. And most of you know that's with Val. And as of right now, she is supposed to be hosting, but we'll see how she feels. So You know, if she's not up to it, hey, that's perfectly acceptable, and you know, we'll make other arrangements, right? And then yes, we've got Golden Girls Coffee Clutch, and I am taking Friday off, and I've booked myself in for a much needed massage on Friday.
Ooh.
Oh, you go, girl.
Yeah, very much looking forward to that on Friday. I will remind you, for those of you who haven't heard this before, if you're interested in booking a reading with me or signing up for any of the courses or classes, please visit my website, marinasheartcenteredtarot.com. You can book directly from there. You can sign up for class and whatnot directly from there. I would encourage you, if you're going to do it this month, because as of October 1st, my rates are going up for both the readings and the classes and so on. So I just want to make sure that everyone has enough notice so that you're not kind of caught by surprise and so on. And go check out the website. Go check out that Val sprinkled her magic powder all over it, and it is
It's really pretty, y'all.
Fabulous. Yeah, very, very fabulous. I love it. So yeah, go over and then you can tell Val that you were on my webpage, and it looks wonderful. So yeah. So that's kind of what's happening with us for, you know, at the moment. And Jane says, yeah, you ladies are so busy. I love your collaboration and that you help each other. We do.
Yeah.
We do. There is
We depend on each other.
Competition. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
We really
and there
do.
is no competition. No one is better than anyone else. Yeah, we work together. We encourage each other. We're supportive of what each other does, and that, I think, is
We all do it differently.
all about. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And this community has helped a lot of people, whether it's just you know, joining us, not saying a word to anyone, just listening and starting to feel better about either your circumstance or things that are going on in your life or whatnot, not giving in to the panic, to the fear, to this, that, and the other. And we're here to find that positivity, right? To share that with each other and with you, because if it wasn't for you, none of us would be where we are. We wouldn't be doing this.
No.
Right?
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. So you help us achieve what it is that we achieve. And I will ask you, after the show is over, please leave a comment. You can go to our individual channels, you know, pick a recent video, leave a comment. And it should be at least 7 characters long. That seems to be the magic number when it comes to the algorithm, right? Could be 7 emojis, 7 thumbs up, 7 butterflies, whatever. That just helps us get out in front of people who want to hear what it is we have to say. They just don't know where we are. There's a lot of people on YouTube. And I know it's hard to believe, but there are some people out there who have no idea who Marina, Aley, and Shari are. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And we'll be shocked when they finally find us and go, where have you been all of my life?
Exactly.
I really believe we find who we need at the right time.
Yeah,
I really do.
absolutely. Absolutely.
We find the same with you guys in the chat. I
Yes.
mean, we feel like we might need you. So it's a reciprocal thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And thank you, Carolyn. She says, I have learned so much on my spiritual journey from all of you ladies, and I'm so grateful for the time I get to see y'all. Thank you, Carolyn.
It's the same for us. It really
Yeah.
is the same for us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause sometimes y'all bring up thoughts or ideas or points to pick at that maybe we hadn't thought of yet.
Yeah.
Or just been percolating in the back of our brain and we don't even realize it's back there until
Mm-hmm.
somebody brings it up to the front of the class and says, how
Yeah.
about, have you ever thought to do this or read on that? Or
Yeah.
I'd really like to see you do a reading on this topic or that topic.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps, not only helps us to give y'all what you want, but invariably I find it helps me grow in an area that I didn't realize I needed to grow in,
Exactly.
or to deal with an issue that I didn't really realize I had an issue with it until
Yes.
suddenly I'm having to deal with it. So it's both ways. I mean, we take
Absolutely.
as much as we give and
Yep.
and give as much as we take, to the best of our abilities. It's
Yep.
it's truly humbling to have
Yeah.
people that send you gifts and just because and cool things like that. It's like,
It's like
why
things that we do for friends, right? Like,
Yeah.
we all do. Oh, I saw this and I thought of you, and I just had to get it for you, and
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, it's fabulous. And Butterfly Readings with Linda, she says, you ladies make this community a safe and loving place to heal and grow.
As do you,
Thank
Linda.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
As do you.
Absolutely.
We're
We
sure.
I
learn
guess
from
we
each
might
other.
be remiss if we didn't say that tomorrow is one of those days in the United States that we all. I don't know. I have a friend who was born on September 11th, and she really doesn't like her birthday on that day anymore because she says it's so tragic,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there are people born on that day. There are people who, of course, passed on that day. So just a little shout out to everybody to say a silent prayer, to those still grieving, even 24 years
And they
later.
still have the events every year at the
Yeah.
trade centers, at the Pentagon.
Yeah, they do.
And you can certainly plug in on TV or online and
Mhm.
Mhm.
take part in those events with others around the world. I mean,
Yep.
granted, it hit us really hard, but it wasn't just us alone. It hit
The world.
communities all around the world. I mean, we had countries right next to us, Canada and Mexico, who were like, oh my God, are we next? Because we're right next to them, and at the same time, Canada and Mexico reached out and took in people
Oh, yeah.
that were traveling and whatnot, and until it was safe for them to continue to come home. And
Or was
that's
it
something
was
that I don't think a lot
Newfoundland
of
or
people
was it
realize.
Gander, Newfoundland, the
Gander,
little airport in
Newfoundland.
Gander,
Newfoundland, yeah.
Newfoundland. That
Amazing.
whole community,
Mhm.
it like tripled in size overnight. People were taken into homes. Whatever you needed was provided. It's just
Amazing.
it's what Canadians do.
Mhm.
B, it is particularly what Newfoundlanders do, because they are honestly salt of the earth people.
Mhm.
You need something, you got it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I know you. I've known you for 20 years. You're in need. Yeah, go for it. They open their arms, and they're still, even after all this time, friendships that were made
Oh, I bet.
on that day that still continue.
I'm sure.
Continue.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And for those, if you haven't seen it, I think the movie that came out about it was called, I think it is called Come From Away, which is a Newfoundlander, a Newfie's way of saying you're not from here. You've come
You ain't from around here, are you, boy?
Yeah. but it's fabulous. It's wonderful. And yes, tomorrow is going to be particularly in light of some of the things that are going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can observe it, don't absorb it, and acknowledge it. Acknowledge your feelings. Just don't invite them to move into your soul. Right? You can acknowledge.
For God's sake, don't spend the next week watching all of those documentaries on what happened that day. Because they still run 50 plus different movies that took place, that talked about that day, either the different locations or different groups of people, or, it just, which was wonderful at the time because it helped a lot of us kind of relive the moment without actually being in the moment, and just kind of an ability to purge what we were all feeling. And but after a while it gets, I mean, all you're doing is just dragging yourself down. It's like if someone you love a lot passes, in the beginning, every memory you have is a sad memory and you sit and you cry about it. But over time, as things heal, those same memories will then bring a smile to your face. And you can laugh and joke about, oh, remember when so-and-so did da 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 da, and and everybody roars with laughter because we were there, we saw what happened. And
exactly.
It may have been good or bad at the time, but it's hilarious now, where it was for a long time sad. And it's just, time heals. And
it does.
So
it does. So you know what? I think that this is a good spot to end the show. We're all being positive. And I know, Maureen D'Amico and Dawn Turner just came in. Hey, sorry we're late to the party. Yeah, we're shutting it down because you guys weren't here in the beginning. So, that's just so
you just stop doing a replay.
Yeah, absolutely. But just thank you to all of you. Thank you, Aley. Thank you, Shari, for doing this. Don't forget to send Val some
much love and healing.
Diana, that's just fine. That's just fine. So send a little bit of healing to Aley. I also want to mention to those of you who know Angela Cartomancy Mystique, she is apparently not doing well. She is ill and she is in hospital. So please include her in your prayers, in your thoughts.
I was wondering why I hadn't heard from her in a few weeks. Is like,
that's
You're talking about Angela?
Yes.
Angela?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
We include everyone in those good feelings, and
absolutely.
we love knowing you're there, and we appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you for being here. Thank you again, Aley and Shari. And we will definitely.
Thank you, Marina, for stepping in the driver's seat.
There you go. All right. So I'm going to play Val's